Huh?
We'll have to give it it usually takes about 30 seconds. We're 15 seconds in.
Yeah.
Am I back? I'm still don't see me back. But it's not
Mm-hmm.
telling me I'm banned. So that's
Well,
a
that's
good
good.
thing.
Yeah. You're still on the other tee.
I am. Okay, so I've come back up there. Let's keep going. Everybody, hey guys. I'm trying. So I'm gonna close down my app. All right, hey, let me know if you're here. Did you jump anywhere else? What's going on, guys? I don't think they liked me talking about that.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. Are we back? Okay. Come on in, guys. I think I'm back. So I'm not gonna say that name anymore. I'm gonna be very, very careful about what I say from here on out, guys. Okay. I just got disconnected. That's all I know. Yeah, I got disconnected. So we had to reconnect. The other two platforms are up. I'll just say that. But I had to do another reconnect. Uh, good. I'm glad I'm back.
If this was a different podcast, I'd be like, "Ooh, it's the deep state."
I know, right? Ooh. We love good conspiracies around here. Get those likes back up, guys. Yeah, we're doing amazing. Um, so anyway, so I don't know what all you heard, but we came down to the point of where the president has the ability, right? We just don't know what's going to happen there because of the statements that have been made. We have I like it. Uh, I'm going to take a look at it, right? We haven't heard I'm going to save it, right? And so, hey, thank you for the galaxy. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, Dragon Girl, thank you. So, um, Chat GPT 3.0 is back. Yes, I know. All right. So one of the things I did want to kind of show y'all is I will leave all of, like I said, all these documents will be in the Discord. Here is the appeal. This is the emergency application for the injunction of pending Supreme Court review, right? That will be in there. So you can see how TikTok is approaching this, right? We want to see how that's being approached, what their case is, what they're trying to do. I have my opinions on it. I'm not going to offer opinions on that. Do I want this app to be banned? No, I don't want this app to be banned. I think there are other ways to do it, but I'm not up there. And I've talked to the people that I know how to talk to up there about how I feel, and that's what I can do right now because they represent me and I have to go through the process that everybody else goes. So do your thing, do what you need to do. But so as a group, what do we need to do when it comes to this ban? All right. That is up to the individual. All right. It's all of our responsibilities. There is no one place where the maker space, where the 3D printing community, where everybody within our sphere is going to show up, right? We all do different things. We all have different ideas. Some of us don't even get along and don't want to be in the same place, right? So there's a lot of places that we're going to be. Some are going to go to Discord. I know some people don't like Discord, right? But Discord is a really great place to get into some old fashioned, what I like to think of as IRC, Internet Relay Chat, group conversation. There's some great video rooms over there that you can get involved in. If you like the lives over here, that's a great place to talk to people. Now, does that grow your audience? No. Does it establish you more as a knowledgeable person? Yes. Does it help you build relationships? Yes. Okay, so there's some pluses and minuses to it. You know, the I don't even know what Graham. We'll call him Graham. Graham has added some of the features that we like here, right? Some of the video chat stuff. All right. The tubes of you. they have been doing more and more and shorts and all sorts of other stuff, right? So they have grown. Everybody's going to choose different platforms. Me, I am going to pretend as if the ban is not going to happen, right? To me, it's not going to happen till it happens. But I am taking precautions. I am finding the people that I want to follow, that I want to talk to on a regular basis, the people that are in my community, and I'm finding ways to stay in contact with them. I'm going to my favorite people that I follow on here and I'm following them in different places, right? I've got to do that. Now, if the creator you're looking for doesn't have another place or doesn't have easily accessible the places they are, message them, say, hey, look, you need to give us a place to go find you, right? Whether that's Patreon, whether that's, there's a million other places. So you do your due diligence and you will stay in touch with the community that you want to be in touch with. That is the best way that I can say it. All right. I know that sounds very diplomatic. Ooh, thank you.
No,
Thank you very much. I know that sounds very, very diplomatic, but that's the best way to handle it. Waiting for someone to say, hey, everybody, let's go over here. Not going to work. Now, eliminate, I don't know. My reading of the law, eliminate falls under the law, falls under whatever the span is happening. My reading of the law, cap cut falls under it. But I'm not the one looking at it and interpreting and making the decisions, right? So,
and TikTok gets all the, you know,
yeah.
everybody's in an uproar, especially because there are businesses on TikTok,
Oh, yeah.
small businesses.
Yeah, and I hate that for people. I really, really do. I really, really do.
But if you're a business and you're not doing omni-channel marketing, then you're not a business. You're selling to a single audience.
And and I would hope that people would learn from this that the whole don't put your eggs in one basket. I understand that people are very successful here. Get it. And
Yeah.
I have friends who are, and I hate it for them and I wish we had control over it. But the only control we have over is what we do. Right? And so
Mm-hmm.
at this time, it's time for us to make the moves we need to make. Like I said, I'm pretending it's not going to happen. I'm going to live here. I'm going to do everything that I'm doing right now, but I'm expanding. I was going long form this year anyway, so that
There you
tells you
go.
where I'm going. Uh, I am everywhere. Asylum Life makes everywhere pretty much. Heck,
Yeah,
X, you can
same
even find
here.
me over on Rumble. I mean, come on, I'm everywhere. So
I haven't went as far as Rumble, but I've tried the
there you go. There you go.
yeah.
I haven't tried that one yet. I haven't tried. Uh,
Actually have
yeah,
more
burn it all
followers on.
down. Ray says, burn it all down. You go, Ray. You go. I'll watch. I'll bring the popcorn and the fireworks.
I see, just like you said, Ray is one that I'm gonna go and find out where he's going to be posting because
Exactly.
he just makes me laugh.
And I know where I'm already following him over there. So our friend named Graham. I think that's where Ray is. Our
Nice.
friend named Graham. You can meet him over there. So anyway, any questions on that, guys? Any thoughts? What's up, Luna? I know people wanted me to talk about this tonight. I wanted to kind of address it. I hope I can't answer all your questions for you, but I hope maybe you got a little bit of direction on that. I try to be super realistic and not over the top in any direction on this stuff. Um, I will put all of those documents and more because I've got the appeals court bill. I've got the original court date from September 26th. I've got all the documents and I will put them in the Discord for anybody who wants to read it. All right. But I'm going to give you all about 30 seconds if you have questions to ask them. We'll answer them. And then we're going to move on to AI. We got some really good stuff for AI right now. What's up? Am I glitching that bad, Blazing Prince? Is
No?
TikTok glitching, guys? I've got people in one place saying they moved to another place to watch because I was glitching. Let me know if I'm glitching. Oh, that's no good. Okay, I've got a yep and a no.
Nice.
Okay.
Typical live streaming, right?
Yeah, I know, right? I know, right? Well, sorry guys. Well, there's three places, and you know where the stuff is. So where you can find the I can't even say that word. This
Mm.
I need to find a word for things that you click on to take you somewhere. So I can you say URL? What was the old name? There was an old name for URL. I can't remember.
Hyperlink.
Hyper. Yeah, the hyper.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm on. Anyway, all right, guys. So that's where I stand on that, and so I don't want to take too much more time on it. I've taken more time, especially since we kind of disappeared on one of the spaces. But I guess they didn't like me talking about that, so we're gonna move on. Let me introduce y'all to Modern Magician again. I'm gonna do that. Isn't that key beautiful? Look at that M right there. Isn't that amazing? Woohoo! All right. So we got Modern Magician tonight. He is going to walk us through some AI. First off, I want him to tell us a little bit about himself. Now, guys, this is not an interview. This is not a about Modern Magician. We're going to do that again one day. But this is we want to talk to him about AI and see what he thinks about AI in the makerspace. So, kind of tell us about what you do, Modern Magician.
Sure. Yeah, I've been in the AI space for quite a while. I started out, natural language processing. Most of my experience is hands-on. I don't have a PhD in it, but I've been in the field for about 15 years. So worked on, like I said, natural language processing, OCR, vision, and various different industries like robotics, and now I'm into SaaS software, so mobile apps, things like that. So applying AI across the board even before this last big push. I've written books on it and things like that. But my day to day today is I'm a director of innovation. So my day job is that I get to play with all the cool toys, and then I figure out if they're a right fit for our company, and then I get to steer the company in a direction. So,
Okay.
like several years ago when OpenAI, kind of shocked the world with ChatGPT, I was able to play with it, be one of the first ones to get on it. I'd already been on BERT and Transformer models before that, so kind of understood it and was able to steer the company into like, hey, we need to go do this and pursue this.
Okay. Okay. So and let's make do a couple of definitions real quick as we get in that. So you say AI, I hear
Mhm.
algorithm, and
Yeah. So
when did we take that step? And I know it's all algorithms, but when did we take that step into going, oh, that's AI?
yeah. So deep neural nets are what we consider AI now. It is an algorithm, but it's modeled after brain stem activity like neurons. So it's all about weights at the base level, and the way that you can train those weights just like we do our brain in order to do different things. So we have billions of neurons in our brain. All of them do independent functions. These large language models are very similar. They have different styles of neuron collections in order to achieve a goal. So we no longer are writing a function that is, go take this class of person and modify it in this way and then assign these attributes. It's more so we have a problem and we have a lot of examples of people solving this problem. Let's put that into a system and let it figure out the algorithm to solve it.
Okay. Okay, cool. Did y'all understand that, guys? I got about half of it. Nah, that's awesome. So y'all kind of see his expertise and where he lays as far as that goes. They're saying I'm glitching out again when I open the other screen. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think
It's me. I'm breaking the feed.
there you go. There you go. Well, so you and I talked probably 6 months ago about this same kind of topic,
Yeah.
AI within the makerspace. And so, in the last 6 months, what changes have you seen? What things are you seeing? Are you seeing more that we can work with? Kind of give me an idea of like the last 6 months of development.
Yeah, like I said last time, uh, the focus of the large language model developers and the AI developers was on the model itself and the functions it could perform. So we had the power of words. We've harnessed those, and now we need to try to harness all the things around it. Uh, but now in the last 6 months, it's been on use cases and people trying to drive specific use cases, train models to perform various functions. And you can see it in like the announcements that OpenAI and others are making. It's less about, so many billion parameters of model or how much it can answer across a board. It's more so around, you can now search your chat history, or you can now open up Vision and have multimodal, or you can have agents talking to each other. So that's a big push that I've seen just in general of the AI scene that we're in. We've now become comfortable with these models and are trying to find use cases for them. There's a couple in the makerspace that's really cool and got me excited. I don't know if you want me to go into those now
Yeah,
or
you can. You can.
okay. One of the biggest ones I see, and I just recently got back from a conference where it was like four or five different inventory management systems that are AI driven. So I got one here called Scan Lily, where it's different QR codes that you can put on things. But one of the things that's interesting about it is they have an AI mode where you can just take a picture of a pile of junk and it will actually sort it into your inventory system and add it. So if you had like a stack of books and you scan the side of the books, or you took a picture of the books and gave it to it, it would add it to your inventory system as like author, title, ISBN. It
Okay.
would recognize it and add it to there. So that one's pretty cool. Vision in the makerspace, I think, is going to take a real good turn soon. Not just in inventory, but in like safety as well. So Azure and Microsoft has been working for years to get vision in the workplace or vision on the edge working. And
Mm-hmm.
now that we have vision in smaller models, we can now take and deploy a camera in a workspace looking at a saw and saying, is somebody operating the saw safely?
Like,
Are they using the push stick? Are they doing things like that?
are they
Whereas
using
before,
the saw?
yeah, yeah, are they sawing the saw? But
Yeah.
yeah, like even in 3D printers, making sure that the build plate's clear before they start another print, or
Yeah.
making sure that the filtration system's hooked up for the resin printer, things like that. All of those things were problems that were hard to solve with algorithms that can be solved with AI.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm looking at comments and everything. Lisa, yes, those will be on Discord, just so you know. Um, Sorry if people are having issues over on TikTok. I'm not sure what's going on. We seem to be okay everywhere else, but we're going to keep going on. Um, if you're having issues and want to, take the move, you know where the stuff is. You know,
Do the early TikTok move.
yeah, the early TikTok move. I think it's to the right or something. I don't know, but okay, so we're seeing a lot of more utility type stuff coming out. Is what it sounds like you're saying, where it can take over some like supervisory type positions, and
Yeah,
okay, and so and now we're all scared to death. No, well, not me because I'm the boss, but everybody who works for a company is scared to death. Their AI is going to be watching the camera on their computer, and if they're not jiggling their mouse, this is going to kill the mouse jiggler in a
yeah,
heartbeat.
yeah.
But everybody's
That has
always,
already happened.
yeah,
Like I've already evaluated software that is for like productivity software, and places like Amazon and stuff like that that really keep a watch on their workforce is going to deploy stuff like that.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But like Spaghetti Detective, and all these
Exactly.
different things that as 3D printers are, the ability to hold a camera up to your closet and to tell you what filaments you need to buy, or
Yeah.
anything of that nature. Especially once we get RFID, and
Hmm.
we're identifying everything through that. There's going to be a lot of interesting tools that will come about. So that's pretty exciting. Now, um, you said there were two tools. I think you mentioned one. Did I
Yes,
miss this?
Ken Lilly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one is like spool stock.
Okay.
Is inventory system. It doesn't deploy as much AI as I would like, but I've been hearing that they're working on more AI stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's other inventory systems too, and even custom ones coming to makerspaces that where like now that's the cool thing about now in AI is anybody can build with it. You don't have to be an AI expert. You can be like insert AI black box here in my workflow, and as long as you're really good at system prompting, you can probably get something up and running.
Okay.
It may not be perfect, but pretty good.
Right. So as a maker, something like an inventory AI, what are some scenarios? We talked about the filament. What are some other scenarios that could potentially be helped through that type of AI?
Yeah, well, it's not just the going in with the filament. Like I've got this cabinet back here just completely full of filament, and I need a system in order to keep track of what colors I'm putting in. But also, if you're running an Etsy shop or a TikTok shop or whatever, you've got to be able to do your output as well. Like I've got buckets of things that I have made that's going to go, to the farmer's market or whatever. Inventorying those are going to be key. And so as they come off of the build plate, just being able to snap a picture and dump them in the bucket and knowing that it's added to my inventory system would be awesome.
Okay. Okay. And so how would something like that differentiate from yeah, like Shopify. Shopify kind of has its own inventory back end where you can put in and how does AI gain me an advantage to something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure on Shopify other than being able to have the API to add your production to it.
Okay.
Um, but I also do a lot of pod stuff where I'm, print on demand, uh, probably like your shirt and jackets and things like
Yeah.
that. Uh, but being able to come up with the descriptions and being able to optimize, where you're placing ads and things like that could be helpful on Shopify. Now on the inventory side, I'm not too sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm seeing some everybody, are we good? Are we good? I just got a message that I'm down everywhere. Are we
I'm
good,
seeing
guys? You seeing me? I'm seeing me on TikTok, but I keep getting the little spinny thing.
same.
Okay. So I apologize, guys. Okay, good. We got Has seeing us. I'm just making sure. I just saw a message come across my screen down everywhere. I'm like, oh no. Yeah, just so y'all know, guys, I've got that whole Starlink thing now. I have been really pushing to get my quality up, which I hope y'all notice that the quality is much, much better now than it used to be. I know TikTok is not. TikTok's getting jumpy. I'm gonna have to move slower. But and so I know other places it might be a little bit better experience. I'll try to figure out what's going on with TikTok. I don't know what the issue is there, but there are two other places if you are having some issues. But I hope the quality is better. I did end up buying a new PC.
Nice.
I hate saying those words. The words bought a new PC. Kill me. I'm a Mac guy. But I had to have it for this, and it's been doing really, really good. Um, and so, but yeah, so every other place, people are saying it's fine. There's only one place, and that's TikTok that's having an issue. Just so everybody knows. Just so everybody knows. It looks like it's cleared up a little bit. But we're going to keep talking about AI here. So inventory systems. We've got what other things are you seeing as far as AI developments that might help us as makers?
Yeah, like I said, vision is going to be a big thing this
Yeah.
year, and we're already seeing a lot of use cases for it. Visual troubleshooting. So, say your printer messed up a print, and you want to just pop out your camera and be like, "Hey, what's wrong with this thing?" Then it should be able to tell you, different settings to try or what might have happened. Same thing with you got a new piece of equipment in and you don't really know what's going on. Visual troubleshooting is going to be pretty
Okay.
neat.
Okay. That's
Uh,
cool.
but yeah, vision and audio, hands free AI is where I see kind of this next couple of quarters
Yeah.
uh, worth of investment.
Yeah. Well, we even had Chat GPT. Like they've had the voice kind of chat thing back and forth for a while, but they
Mhm.
just added the visual, didn't they?
They had vision, but not recording visual.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so now I can see live feeds.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's cool. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the gift. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, so I noticed like even in DaVinci has added some interesting stuff. Like with
Hmm.
DaVinci, you can actually pull a live feed, watch it inside of DaVinci, and then do in and out points and pull it in, and it does some auto recording stuff. It's really really interesting. So even on the creative side, creator side of it,
Yeah.
it's coming pretty quickly. Guys, if y'all have any questions, we're going to keep going. I will just want to open this up to any questions. If you have ideas on AI or questions on AI, just let me know. I'll get the questions in there. I am watching everywhere just to see what's going on. And I definitely want to give y'all some tools to use as we look at everything that's going on right now, because I know, we all know the LLMs, right?
Hmm.
And so the LLMs, give us a little idea on the LLMs and kind of where they are right now.
Yeah, so GPT or OpenAI is still leading the pack as far as capabilities and being able to trust the output. However, Claude is a close second. And then we talked before. I'm doing a lot with local LLMs through Olama. Um, and being able to run like the 70B and 80B models locally. So open source and alternative models are getting a lot of pickup, especially for specifically task trained models. So like Microsoft just released 3.5, I think it is,
Okay.
with vision. So it's a multimodal model, and it's only like 3 billion parameters. So it's out of the box. It's not going to answer a large range of questions. It's still pretty surprising what it can do. But if you fine tune that model, and you can fine tune it probably on an older Mac or on a second rate system, you don't have to have the highest tier system to train them. You can get it to do specific tasks like detection of a certain object or things like that. And you may even be able to run that on a phone without having to have cloud access to the larger models.
Okay.
So we're seeing a lot of that.
Okay. So now what you're talking about is you're talking about actually taking an AI model and installing it on your computer as an active part of the operating system or software on your machine, right?
Yeah, it's definitely software. It's not part of the operating system. Now, Windows has Copilot,
Right.
um, but yeah, Olama is just an application that loads this into Olama.
Okay. And then with Olama is, I assume, is based off of Llama, uh, uh,
Well, no, it's just an interpreter. So
interpreter.
it
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I gotcha. Okay.
so it basically it mimics OpenAI's API,
Okay.
but on your computer, and it can load in open source models.
Okay. Okay. So you can actually, so basically Open Llama is a piece of, or Olama, I gotta get this
Hmm.
right, is a piece of software that you install on your computer that gives you access to other AI systems.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
you can run Meta's Llama model on it, or you can run Microsoft's Phi or Claude or GPT.
Okay. Okay. And you can do that locally. And then you're able to train this yourself?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
you can fine tune them yourself. That's uh, yeah, the small models, the quantized models. As I said, they don't perform well generally, but if you do train them on a specific task, they can outperform GPT on a specific task.
Okay. So individual, not real broad tasks, but just something that, so say if I needed some help with my marketing, I could train it on my branding, my color scheme, my
Yeah,
font, my kind of style of what I do,
absolutely.
as well as kind of how I want things written, kind of the voice I want things written in. And it could help me. That would give me an individualized kind of process that would help me do stuff.
That's right. And it's all local, so you wouldn't be scared to give your secrets up to any kind of cloud provider. And
Okay.
you wouldn't have to pay any kind of subscription fee for accessing it.
Okay. Okay, guys, is this making sense? I want to make sure that we get all this explained and it makes sense to you before, we go too far. I don't want to dig down too far in the weeds, but I want y'all to get a sense of what can happen. We know that AI systems are coming to our phones. They're
Hmm.
halfway there already. I wouldn't necessarily call either one of them. Maybe Gemini is on the phone, okay, but it's still not local to the phone. And
That's right.
Apple's AI system, while the majority of it is local to the phone, is not the most amazing AI on the face. It's ChatGPT. We all know it's ChatGPT.
Well, in fact, ChatGPT announced that it's now a plugin for Apple Intelligence. So there's a checkbox in your settings now under Apple Intelligence that you can tell it when you need to ask ChatGPT.
Okay. Okay. And does it still have the commands in there? Chat GPT, don't lie. Chat GPT, don't.
Yeah, yeah. That was a neat link. Um, Getting the system prompt. Everybody in the industry was looking at that system prompt and going, "Oh yeah, okay, so they're just like us."
Yeah. Yep. they are. They are. No difference. No difference whatsoever. Um,
Yeah.
so, image wise, are there image AIs that we can, through Olama, that you could run on your machine?
Yeah, Olam is more for completions,
Okay.
so it's geared more towards the Chat GPT style rather than DALI style. Uh, but yeah, you can use it for things like that. Stable diffusion is still like the local way
Right.
to generate images.
Right.
I personally pay to use Midjourney just because the output quality is just so much better, and I can ensure that it's not as like I'm not stealing art.
Right. Right. No, I'm with you. I'm a Mid Journey guy. Totally a Mid Journey guy. I've messed with Stable Diffusion, but I feel like with the plethora of models Mid Journey has, I can really dig down and make some really fun and interesting things. Matter of fact, my
Yeah.
logo, I started the creation of it in Mid Journey to create my
Mm.
chicken, and then brought it out and brought it into Photoshop and other applications to create what you see there. So it's even great at just kind of visualizing and getting a basic idea of what you like. Oh,
Yeah.
oh
It's not my logo. It's just like a personal sticker I hand out at conferences. But
right.
uh, this was generated in Midjourney.
Okay. Awesome. That's cute. I like that. Got the whole magician thing going on. What does it take? Lisa's over here. Over my head, I don't know anything about AI. Well, we're going to try and make sure you know a little bit of something. Now, we always hear about GPU and CPU usage, and you need like you were saying, you don't need the fastest computer, but you need what to run kind of a basic, like you're saying with the Olama. What do I
Mm.
need? Can I run it with like the standard Microsoft uh, 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 GPU, whatever comes on Intel or whatever, or do I have to have like an NVIDIA 5060?
I want an NVIDIA. I want two NVIDIA 5060s. But no, just like a game, if you're running it at the highest settings and the fastest refresh rate, you're going to need the higher equipment. And in terms of AI models, that's parameter size. So you're not going to be able to run a 4 billion parameter model on your local machine, even with one 5060. So you got to come down in the parameter size. And so, like, I have a M1 Max that I use for my daily driver, and I can run up to maybe 11 to 15 billion parameter model locally.
Okay. Let's
But you don't have to run them locally. There's a ton of services out there that just let you play with the models. In fact, GitHub itself just released GitHub models, where you can go and just drop down and select a model and be able to use it.
Okay. So let's talk parameters really quick. And this is as far down as we're going to go in the weeds, guys. This is I just want to make sure you have a couple of definitions and kind of an understanding as this grows. Um, you talk about you have an M1 Max, an Apple M1 Max.
Mhm.
What cores do you have GPU wise?
I'm not sure. whatever M1 Max has. But I have 32 gig of RAM, and
It's
I'm
like,
looking it up now.
yeah, I can't remember how many cores the Max had.
It doesn't say.
Okay. Anyways, so let's say
10. Sorry.
10. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, 10 cores. What, how does that compare to like 8 gig of RAM on an NVIDIA card? What's our comparison here?
Yeah, GPU memory, VRAM,
Right.
is a lot better than unified RAM, which is what I'm running.
Okay.
Uh, so the Mac architecture runs what they call unified RAM. My 32 gig can be used for VRAM or for regular old system RAM.
Okay.
But on a PC, then you have 8 gig of dedicated VRAM to run your model. Now, you can probably with 8 gig of VRAM run, a 7B model, 7 billion parameter model,
Okay.
uh, and have it return with some efficiency.
Okay.
If you had 32 gig, you can probably run a 16 to 20 some billion parameter model.
Okay. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's all the tech. I just wanted y'all to kind of get a feel for it. So it's not quite gig of VRAM to billion parameter, but
No,
is there a point where you can kind of say I have this much VRAM and I can process this much? Is there like a math equation that you can do to say it will be able to do this much, or you just have to play with it?
well, I think you just have to play with it in order to run it. You can go up to your gigabyte limit, but you're going to be waiting 30 seconds to a minute for each response or
Okay.
each token generated. So the when it runs out of VRAM and it has to go to system RAM on a PC, you're going to notice significant slowdowns.
Okay. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, we're going to take a break for a second, guys. We're going to come back and we're really going to dig down into tools we can use, maybe some free websites he has some suggestions for that we could use, or maybe some paid ones that he thinks we should be using within the makerspace and the things that we want to do. But one of the things I want to do is just thank y'all for being here. I'll be back to you just a second. Modern magician. I want to thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being a part. Thank you for shuffling back and forth and let me know what's going on. Any feedback from you is very, very much welcome. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the shares and just getting more and more people here to see this show. I think it's important. I think this is a great space to talk and really dig into what the makerspace needs, what the 3D printing space needs, and have some really, really good conversations. And I want y'all to be involved in those. So keep putting things down in the peanut gallery, in the chat room. If we get too deep, let me know we're too deep and I'll back off and we'll try to get some definitions in there so you understand a little bit more about what's going on. But I want to give you all the tools that help you do what you need to do. And with that in mind, this Saturday, we're going to have on the Discord, we're actually going to have an OBS class. So if you're interested in live streaming and you want to learn OBS, this Saturday, we will have a class over there. The event is in there. So if you go join the Discord, you will see the event in there and what time it's going to be. If you don't, DM me, let me know. I'll make sure you know what's going on. But we're going to learn OBS. We're going to be looking at getting some people in to teach some slicer stuff. We've got a lot of different things we're going to start doing on the server just to try to help people have the tools that they need. So get in there and just let me know what events you're interested in, what things you're interested in. Let me know what people you're interested in being in on this show, and I will reach out to them and we'll try to interview them and talk to them and just get to know those interesting people that we enjoy. And that will also be another way that we can keep up with some of our favorite creators during this time of uncertainty. I do want to thank you. This is a value for value show, so I hope that I add value to you, and in that process you can add value back, whether it's through likes, whether it's through gifts, whether it is through just being a part on the Discord and participating in all the things that are happening in the Asylum Life community. I really appreciate that. And then there's also the treasure. I call it time, talent, treasure, so that you can spend time with me, you can spend your talents with me, you can spend your treasure with me. And that I don't belabor, but I always appreciate it. And one of the things I like to do from time to time is talk about the people who are involved, the sustaining donations first, 3D Printed Like Me, Killer Bite Workshop, Nate's Print Shop, Luna 3D Printing, A Dragon Girl Designs. These are people who are sustaining donations. They are on a monthly thing that allow, that bring money in for the show, that allow me to do some of the things that I need to do. And I really, really appreciate that. And thank those people for supporting me and being there for me and helping this program give more back to y'all. I always want it just to give more and more and more as we go. Then there's the gifters, the people who come in for the last 7 days. My highest gifters: Gemini X Creations, Clove 3D Print, Buckeye Print, Try Not to Break Anything, Lady Invictus 707, Dragon Girl Design Company, Lilypad Creations, Lejanu, no, I don't know that one. I'm not even sure who that is. I need to meet them. Oxy's 3D and 3D Layer Labs. Then we have the watchers, the people who just come and they watch. These are the top watchers. They watch the most of my shows in the last 7 days. Tiny Baby Chicken Wing, Oxy 3D, Wayne By, I think is what that is. The Sleepy Printer, Buckeye Printer, Spicoli 3D, Clove 3D Prints, Gemini X Creations, Jazzy Cottage Nook, and Bearded Bucket. And I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all for being a part of the show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming around, inspiring me to just provide more value to y'all, because I just when you get something out of it, it makes me feel so much better about what I'm doing, and I appreciate it. So need a reminder for Saturday? Okay, we'll have to work on that. I'll put an event thing in it. Make sure you subscribe. I'll make sure there's an event in the Discord, and we will make that happen. Thank you for the likes, guys. We're gonna keep going in just a little bit. I think that's everything. If you haven't, I've said Discord enough. You know where that stuff is. It's all in the bios, and I'll say all the words I'm not supposed to say now, because we're in pretty deep, and so we've got everybody here that's going to be here. And is there anything else I need to do? We did the credits. We talked about the TikTok band earlier. Thank y'all for asking questions about that. If there's anything else, what's up, Lee Shepard? How are you doing? Good to see you. If you have any other questions about any of that, put it in the chat room. I will answer it as it comes. So we're going to get back over to our guest for this evening. We're going to bring back in Mr. Modern Magician. So we have gone way, way, way down in the weeds. We've really talked about, I've tried to illuminate some of the things that we've been talking about so people aren't as confused. But let's get down to the simplistic, I just want to log into a browser. I want a tool that's going to help me. I don't have enough time in my day to make videos. I don't have enough time in my day to write product descriptions. I don't have enough time in my day to do ad content or whatever it is I'm trying to produce. Maybe I've got 5 platforms I need to post on, and I just need something to help simplify my life. What suggestions do you have for those types of things?
Yeah, I think all of the major players now have free versions of their stuff. Um, OpenAI has ChatGPT. You can just go into it. You don't even have to log in, and you get so much messages back and forth to them. And that includes search now and other things that they've just released. And it's pretty powerful. If you pay for it, there's a lot more powerful features for it. So same thing with Claude. Claude is, you can go to it and you can get so many free questions to it. You can even do some advanced stuff with it for your first couple of tries. Another one that I like to recommend is Gemini. It is a really capable model. And if you pay for storage on your Google, email account or photo storage, you can swap that over to a Google Plus AI thing and not have to spend any more and get a lot of the advanced features like being able to understand an entire code base or give it all of your writing that you've recently done and have it format new documents, in your
Okay.
style. Apple Intelligence is coming really soon. You'll be able to play with that for free on your phone. Um, Even though it's the first iteration of it, it's still pretty powerful. Um, Midjourney offers so many free generations. If you're looking to like create a new logo or need an SVG file or something, absolutely love Midjourney. And if you're looking even for creating those videos where you don't want to be on camera but you need somebody speaking for you, There's companies like DID.ai that can actually, you can make an image in Midjourney, pop it into DID, give it, some audio, and it'll actually do the talking head for you. If you don't want your voice on there, you can use something like 11 Labs in order to just type it in and select a voice, and they offer so many free generations as well.
Okay.
So yeah, lots of options out there for generating content, generating new images and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Well, so let's talk about talking to an AI. So let's get into some of the LLM stuff. One of the things that I like to do, I'm a Claude guy.
Mm-hmm.
I moved away from ChatGPT. I have moved to Claude, and I'm going to show. Let's see. Let me make sure there's nothing in here I don't want you to see. Okay, all right. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Why is it not showing my screen? Give me a second and let me figure out why it's not showing my screen, and we'll get back to that. How do I need to approach? I'll let you talk and I'll figure out what's going on over here. But how do you approach talking to? Let's start with ChatGPT. You're saying they give some free stuff. I want it to help me with the copies, writing stuff, a description for my store for a product I'm making. How do we start with that?
Yeah. So you start by giving an example. Actually, whenever I'm starting a new chat with ChatGPT, I use a framework called the Risen method, and I actually have used it so long that I have to look it up when I go to figure out what it stands for now. But uh, basically, you want to give ChatGPT or any LLM that you're working with, you want to give it a role. Like you are a copyright editor or you are a social media manager. So you want to give it a role. Then you want to give it instructions like, I need this out of you. This is what I want. I want you to go and research this and do this, or uh, you know, whatever instructions you would need to give it. Then you want to give it in explicit steps. So you'd be like, I want you to go look at this website. I want you to extract this information. I want you to write it in my style. You know, then you give it an end goal. The end goal is the output format that you want. And then finally, you add some narrowing. You tell it what you don't want it to do. And a lot of times, I'll actually open up a prompt, start with this Risen framework, and I'll ask ChatGPT to ask me 10 questions to help narrow that prompt down into something that I can turn into a better prompt
Right.
before I actually start in on the conversation. Especially if I'm trying to target a specific task, like you said, like I want it to, write my newsletter copy from me from news articles that I pull in, then I'll create this prompt using that method.
Right. I gotcha. Well, let's look at that real quick. I think I've got Claude up right now. We will see if it actually works. But let's look at my Claude. You can see, guys, I use this all the time. I've been using it for a couple of different things. I've been trying to understand viewer engagement online. That's one of the things that I've been able to do. I've been researching. I'm doing some prototyping and stuff for a motorcycle aftermarket motorcycle part company, and they're trying to be one of these elegant companies that they want to feel very European. So I've been researching a lot of different vehicle companies: BMW, Jaguar, MV Agusta motorcycles, just different things over in the European area, their slogans, their looks, their feels, the voice that they talk in. And I'm able to ask those questions through here as far as that goes. So basically, um, I'm like he was saying, I like to ask questions. I like ChatGPT to come back with some questions. So if I was going to write some copy, like he was saying, the first thing, what would you say? What would you be your first thing, your first sentence?
Definitely the role. I want you. You are a motorcycle company researcher
Okay.
or something like that. You're a research analyst. You know.
Okay. I'll check my
And then,
spelling. You keep going.
then I'd give it some instructions like, I want you to, research the company that I give you, and give me back points about marketing materials or, overall tone in their messaging. things like that.
Yeah, odd angle for my keyboard.
I hear you.
Come on. Okay. So basically, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, would
Um,
you say if you need any more, would you say ask me questions if you need more information prior to doing research or something like that?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you can, but if you shift enter on there, it should put in a couple of spaces.
Yep.
And then what I'll do is I'll say, ask me 10 questions to refine this prompt before you execute.
Now I am on now in this one. I'm using Claude Sonnet, and there's actually a style normal. You could do
Mhm.
concise, explanatory, or formal, how it speaks to
Yeah.
you. And so I'm actually just going to use the normal one. The explanatory one is my favorite
Hmm.
because it is very verbose. Um,
Yeah, it is.
and I give you just making sure my spelling's right. So we're going to hit enter here. Da-da. And a piece of advice, guys, we all know that AI is going to take over the world one day and it's not going to need us humans. And we want to be nice to AI so that it lets us live a little longer. So be sure to use polite language and not anger it. Okay. I
Hmm.
say that half tongue in cheek and half real.
Yeah. And I will say the more information that you can give it up front, the better it will do. It's still a machine and it's still following instructions.
Right.
So the more instructions, the clearer you can be in your instructions. And that's what the point of this, hey, ask me what you need in order to make it more clear step is for, is so that you can be more verbose as well in
Right.
your instruction.
Yeah, I probably spend a minimum of 10 minutes writing a prompt before I
Mm-hmm.
actually feed it into the AI. Just because it's really important to get the phrasing right, because even us as humans, if we reverse words, or what's the eat shoots and leaves,
Yeah,
those commas and all those little things mean a lot, and so we
yeah,
want to make sure that we have what we're trying to say done. So now it's returned to our questions. It's like, which motorcycle company would you like to analyze? What's the primary purpose of this analysis? What specific aspects of the company interest you most? Are you looking for current information only, or would you like historical context? And so it's really giving back some good questions for me to go, oh, okay. And then I would reply with this. I would reply by going, one period, answer that question. Two
yeah,
period, answer that question, so that it knows what your responses are relayed to nicely, right?
yeah.
And
Now,
so,
if
good,
you think about it, how the LLM is trained on the back end, they train it on question and answer pairs across the internet, or at least most of the GPT style models are.
right.
So if you actually copy all of this and answer it in line, then whenever you have less chance of it losing the original context, depending on when it closes its window.
Right. Usually, probably about 30 minutes is probably a safe bet to say after 30 minutes, it's forgotten everything you've talked to it about.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
buddy asked a good question.
yeah, that's what I was about to get to that. I was about to get to that. So, are there any security concerns when you're feeding this information? Like, I've given ChatGPT my logo. I've given ChatGPT information about my branding and everything, or I've given Claude information on how I go about coming up with content for my channel. Do I have concerns giving it that information?
Yeah, and I say yes if you're not paying for it. Just like any other product, if you're not paying for it, your data is what they're after in order to use in their training stuff. If you're paying for it, then you have the option to opt out of those things. I'll tell you a neat prompt to give to ChatGPT or Claude or any of them is, you know, given everything that you know about me, tell me 10 things about myself I wouldn't necessarily know. And it'll tell you exactly how much data it's been tracking over time in your conversations. In fact, it's pretty scary good.
Yeah.
But it's also another reason why I use local models a lot. If I'm working on highly sensitive information, I work on those local models and I can ensure that they're not getting out into the world. Also, in the enterprise, we're using enterprise level models, not OpenAI's
Right.
ChatGPT service. So we're using Azure or Amazon Bedrock or Gemini's enterprise version.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's and with ChatGPT, like he's saying, you have to opt in or out. If you have ChatGPT, I would encourage you to go back into the settings area, and there is a place where you can see everything that ChatGPT has saved about you. It's really interesting. it's
The, at the end of the year, if you're in a day-to-day job, you're writing focal reviews towards the end of the year. And I thought it was hilarious that ChatGPT, I use it to help me write some of these focal reviews. It started calling me Wanda because I had typed Wanda in so many times.
that's funny. That's funny. And buddy, I agree. And I know people don't get that when it's but we're same thing with TikTok, same thing with Facebook, same thing with Google, same thing with
Yeah,
anything that we use is free. Those little credit cards or those little cards you use at Walmart and Target and all those stores that you get discounts with when you tap them and use them or put in your phone number and stuff. That's free, and they're giving us a discount because they're making money off of our free information. And I remember the stories when those things first started. There were teenage girls who were getting in so much trouble because Target started sending information on baby clothes and car seats and other things because
yeah,
of what they had been purchasing, and their parents didn't know about their current situation. You know, it's all there. The
yeah.
price is your
Pretty
data.
bad when the data models are better than your parents, right?
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. And
Yeah.
kudos to the person who figured it out too. And that was back when we didn't have all the crazy algorithms we have nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, same thing goes with Google. If you have an Android phone and you use Google services with it, they are tracking everything you do.
Yeah, yeah, very, very, very much so. All right, guys. Any other questions? Keep those questions coming. I am watching everywhere. I am looking, and so if I see your questions in the room, I will ask them, and we'll go as long as Modern Magician lets us. We'll probably go for another 15, 20 minutes. I don't want to keep him too late. He probably has people pointing at him and going, but
Yeah, baby's bedtime will be soon.
yep, there you go. There you go. So we won't keep him too long, but I want to get your questions answered. So we talked about that. So it would be really easy for me to step in and say something like, "Hey, I've got this product. Here's a picture of the product.
Hmm.
This is what the product does. Um, can you help me write a description?" Um,
Absolutely.
and then, now you may want to define some other things like what voice. Now, when we say voice, we're talking about style. It could be sarcastic. It could be formal. It could be, my voice that I write in is a slightly sarcastic voice with a nice a hint of linguistic prowess. So it uses fun and big words, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my marketing and how I talk about it, because I want to feel very kind of old style. I ride the line between steampunk, cyberpunk on a lot of my stuff. And so I want some of the sarcasm of the cyberpunk, but I want the formality, big words of the old style, steampunk type stuff. And so that's why I play with it. Um, Now, what about multi-platform posting? I'm seeing here from Juan Makes. So when it comes to posting on multiple platforms at one time, do you have any suggestions for that?
Yeah, I've tried several. TikTok's recently offered some neat uh, integrations that you can get your videos back out of it without watermarks. So that's really cool. Make.com was a good one. I don't see a lot of them with AI. However, um, I do like where in Make I can call out to ChatGPT or OpenAI with a prompt that is, you know, here is the base post, here's what I posted, or a long form article. I tried this with my blog post recently, where I created a blog post and then I said, okay, I have a video about this blog post and embedded it in there from TikTok. Now take this blog post and condense it down into a YouTube description. Now take it and condense it over to LinkedIn. And because each of those platforms have different audiences for me. LinkedIn has a large audience for me, but they're very professional. So if I'm showing them, you know, if I make a blog post about printing a little angry snowman or something, they're, they're not going to be impressed. I need it to actually conform to each one, and it does help me with that. Now, one of the things I do is I make sure that I check it before it posts. So it just creates drafts in these other platforms that I can then go and click on. I know some people are fine with it going and just scheduling it
Yeah, no.
and having like a having like a 12-hour window where they need to go and approve it. But for me, I'm not that big, so I don't have to do a lot of that automation portion of it. So I still go and click the plus button, or the send button on it when I'm ready and have reviewed it.
Yeah. I I don't trust AI to post for me. I've seen it hallucinate way too many times and cause little issues. I don't trust it to post for me. But Juan keeps going. He's like, is it possible to train the AI to post for you to other platforms without needing to manually post? And that's kind of an API question, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And one of the things that's really great about ChatGPT, Claude, and all of that is that once you have the power of words, you can understand English. You can kind of translate that into any language, including coding languages. So if you wanted to build something that said, "I'm going to put this in my Google Drive," but I need to use Google Drive's APIs to then post it to YouTube, that's completely possible. So
Yeah.
you can now you can't train AI yet today to just go and automate those functions. There's a few things out there on the fringe, like agent frameworks that you can run locally that may be able to do some of that. You can also do some of the robotic stuff and have it actually automate the phone. But today, it's possible, but
Right.
not to a point to where you just an end consumer can go and say, "I'm going to use this to do it."
Yeah. Now there are a couple of platforms like if you have if you have a video and you have a description already and you
Mm-hmm.
throw it into a folder, you can get it to post places for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's that
yeah.
make.com does that.
Make.com. What he's talking about, it's a really cool. Oops, wrong button. I got to hit the right buttons. So this is a workflow website. So you see this little area in here. You're basically setting up a workflow to step through. Hey, communicate with this AI, or hey, post to this place, or you're really giving it the process of if I throw a file in this folder and it has a text file with it, take that, post it on my platforms everywhere. Da, 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 da. You could tell it to do it in different forms, different parts of it, everything like that. Um, can it be used for SEO and hashtags? Yes,
Absolutely.
100%. 100%. Matter of fact, the thing behind YouTube, the one with its hashtags or with its categorizations, that is a solid AI when it's good at watching your videos and coming up with the different categories and hashtags that you need.
Yeah.
Um,
If you need to do that manually, you can just throw a video in Gemini
exactly.
and have it do it.
And so SEO is really good. You can have them like ChatGPT. Any of these guys can analyze your website and come up with good SEO for your websites. I
Mhm.
use a product called Divi, which is Divi Themes for creating websites and everything. They've just come out with a brand new AI component where you go in, describe the website you want. It'll build it. It'll put content in it for you. It'll make photos for you. It will do everything all the way down to the SEO, and
Yeah.
then you can just go back in and
It'll
tweak it.
suck. It,
Probably,
yeah.
probably, but they've had some good AI website generation and everything, and
Yeah.
I've used Claude and ChatGPT for SEO, just saying, hey, here's the site, go look at it. What do you think the SEO should be? Here's the audience I'm trying to reach. Here's what I'm trying to do. Just really getting everything down in there, just to kind of SEO. Sorry about that, guys. I usually try to define those things. That is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. So if you have a
Okay.
website or something, you want it to make it where when the search engine like Google comes and crawls your website, it's seeing all these keywords and key descriptions and everything, and you optimize it because it wants to see a certain amount of words, but not too many words. It wants to see one word a lot of times, but not too many times. It wants, there's certain
Yeah.
parameters that it needs to fall within.
Just like the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah, just like the
It,
tick. Go ahead.
it's a great example of them using AI to extract SEO value. So if you say certain keywords during your videos and then you have the hashtag to match it in your description or words to match it in your description, you're more likely to show up in the search bar for those
Right.
items because they have algorithms running in the background to go and look through your video and extract keywords.
Yep. Yeah. That's kind of like that classification. Like if you go into your bio, into your background, if you're going and you're looking at, let me get to mine and I'll show you. Um, a lot of people know about this. Some people don't know about this, but just kind of show you. So if you're looking at this page, right, when you
Mhm.
click on a video, right at the top of that video is a search bar, right? Right now that says find related content. That means it has not been able to classify this video yet. But
Mhm.
if I swipe through to the next video where I did this video about the fidget, you can see that it's already put a search term in there that it's
Mhm.
found out how to classify this video. And that's what the AI is doing based on my hashtags and based on the video itself.
That's right. And we're going to see more and more of that as these companies are trying to build up their metadata around content. You'll see that other companies are going to implore this as well because till today we've had to trust people to tag their content appropriately because vision and video was such a hard task.
Yeah.
But now with Gemini and new GPT being able to do video streams, it's not anymore. And so you'll see YouTube being able to analyze videos, and you'll see Instagram and TikTok and all those be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And guys, with all that said, just as a caveat, these are amazing tools, but that's what they are. They're tools. When I use a wrench, I'm watching. I don't let the wrench do it by itself. It needs me, right? And that's just like AI. It's a tool. It needs me. So when it gives me information back, I need to look at it. I need to read it. I need to make sure that what it's feeding me back is true. Um, so always double check what's going on. Always make sure before you publish things, it's not saying, we've seen lawyers write briefs in AI and it would misquote legal statutes or make up things, or, there's been so many things that AI has done to cause issues. Always double check it. It's going to help you write it quickly, but you still have a little bit of work to do just to make sure it's okay. And also be careful feeding AI to AI.
Yeah. At, yeah. Atrophy in AI systems is going to be a big thing as more of the stuff gets content is generated.
Yeah.
How are we trying to? But yeah, the funniest one I ran across during the last couple of years was the airline that offered like I think it was like a couple of $100,000 in refunds through its chatbot to a person.
Yeah.
When the person, I don't even know if they actually purchased a ticket.
Yeah. And so you just have to be careful. And when you're feeding AI back, and I've done this, I've played around with it. You have about a limit of 4 times. So if I ask AI something and it gives me something, if I take that content and feed it directly back to the AI and ask it
Mm-hmm.
questions, and then it gives me content and I feed it directly back and ask some more questions, it's going to start hallucinating. It's going to
Yeah.
start having issues. It's going to start forgetting what we're talking about or going off on a tangent or making things up. And as we develop more AI, as songs become more AI, as the things that we write are more AI based and not corrected by us or fixed, AI is going to end up kind of choking on itself because it's just getting itself back and back and back.
Yeah, just think of all the recipe blogs out there that you've got to scroll a million miles down to get to the recipe. And while AI is really good at taking that recipe and extracting the recipe, or taking that blog and extracting the recipe, if you generate a new blog post with that recipe on it and it hallucinated an ingredient, then that's the truth from now on. You
Mhm.
know, once it goes back and retrains on itself, it's going to always have that extra ingredient.
Yeah. And we've seen that happen, and some of those ingredients weren't good ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah. What was it? Glue on pizza?
Yeah, glue on pizza was a funny one.
Yeah.
I actually saw, and I'll post this. I'll post this video into the AI channel in the Discord. But I actually saw a video today of a songwriter, and the music writer was play. He was playing around. And he decided that he was going to experiment with a few things because he's been having some copyright violations and just some weird little things for the music that he was making himself. So he
Yeah.
actually went to an AI, had the AI write a song similar to one of his songs. Then he took that AI song and fed it through the copyright office back in that YouTube and TikTok and all of them watch, and claimed it as a copyright, and was able to get violations on his music. And
Nice.
and so that even brings us to the point where if you're trying to do something and you have something on your channel, somebody can grab that, feed that through AI to produce something very similar, make a copyright on it, and it can be claimed that way. You
Yeah.
know, and
That
right now,
copyright's going to get wild.
yeah, it's going to get really, really, really crazy.
My thing though is like, and I don't want to get into the weeds with that one in particular, but you know, if he gave the instructions to the AI, if he generated some, you know, focused it to generate something similar to what he knew was his already, then I can see the copyright infringement there. Um, but if average Joe went in there and typed it in to generate something similar to that, had no idea of the original song, you know, is it still copyrightable? Is it close enough?
Yeah.
That's something that's going to have to go through a legal system, and
Oh yeah.
it's going to have to happen.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's, yeah,
And none of us have the money to make that happen right now, so it's going to have to be somebody
yeah,
big.
yeah.
It'll probably be Taylor Swift, right? It'll probably, she's already tried to go against some of the AI photos and stuff of her, so maybe she'll handle the music side of it too.
Well, I do know that a lot of the bigger companies are trying to put, you know, basically put keys in the generations that they have, like stenography, you know, where you can put hidden data, Moyer patterns into images to kind of prove your copyright.
Yeah.
They're trying to do similar things for music and even the written words to try to say, you know, this was generated by an algorithm rather than by a human.
Right.
But I think it's going to get more. It's going to get tougher and tougher to do without having to prove like I was intentionally trying to copy this item.
Right. Right. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Well, guys, any more questions? We're about to come to an end. I got to let this guy go to bed. I'm still up for a few more hours, so but if you have any questions, get them in really quick. I'm watching. Like I said, I'm going to post all the TikTok documents I had over in the Discord. I will put some of the AI stuff that we talked about, like make.com and Olama and some of the other things that we talked about. I'll put them in the AI room in the Discord just so y'all can have a chance to look at any of that and kind of understand it. If you have any questions, guys, just let me know. If you want some lessons on AI, I'm sure we could come up with a way to do some stuff over in the Discord. Modern Magician, his room is the AI room on my server as long as he wants it. So I'm sure he watches over there to see what's going on. Um,
Absolutely. Ask away on your Discord, and I'm happy to answer.
and Buddy has one more question. Is Buddy your favorite 3D printing software engineer?
Yes, 100%.
100%. 100%. Awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Modern Magician, thank you for coming in tonight. And we're going to try to do this periodically with him as things develop. We're going to try to come up with different stuff just to talk about and help y'all figure out how you can use AI, how you can learn AI, how it can become a good tool in your arsenal. I think we both are kind of on the same page. We think it's important We don't think AI is going to take your job. We think someone who knows AI is going to take your job, and we want you to know AI. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I'm going to close this puppy out, but thank you, Modern. I'm going to drop you back into the green room. I'll be in just a second, but guys, thank y'all for being here tonight. Everybody say goodbye to Modern. Everybody say goodbye. Thank him for being here, guys. Get over to the Discord and thank him for being here. And just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for adding value back to me. I hope that these shows help you. I hope that everything that we do here helps you. I hope everything in the server helps you. If you have questions, if you have anything, if I don't know the answer, if people around me don't know the answer, we will find a place to get an answer for you as best possible. So jump on into the community, come and be a part over at the Discord, and you can get me there pretty much all the time. I hear it in my sleep. So I might even answer really, really late at night. But thank you so much, guys. Y'all have a great evening. This is it. This is the last one for the year. I'm taking some time off. I'm going to relax and just take it easy. So I won't see you till the next year, right? But thank you for being a part of this. I hope to see you in the next year. We're going to do some really amazing things. We've got some awesome guests coming up, and we've got some really fun things to learn. I'm excited. So see y'all later. Thanks for being here. I don't know why it's not coming up. It'll come up. I'll cut it off in a second. I'm going to keep dancing. See you later, guys.